how sweet it is to be loved by you. What is up, nerds? It's me, your buddy, pal, your buddy, your pal, HeyArcher. Welcome back to HeyArcher Live, your weekly nerdy show where we do exactly that. We just nerd out. As per usual, I'm running behind because that's what happens. We rush from work, we come home, we pour ourselves just a little bit of I hit the wrong button, of course. Fun packed show today. As per usual, interact in the comments. Welcome. Tell us what you got going on this weekend. What nerdy shows are you watching? What movies are you watching? Try to keep it spoiler free until we discuss it, of course. Subscribe if you've not done so. If you're watching on Facebook, welcome. If you're watching on Twitch, welcome. We got trailers, we got we got my good buddy Andrew. He's going to be joining us today. Salvatore, good to see you, sir. Oh, it's not even showing on this. That's right, I can't show the stuff while the intro's playing. We'll show that soon. But yeah, welcome again. Subscribe if you've not done so. Hit the bell just to get notified when I go live, because sometimes I aim for 8 o'clock, again, routinely late, so you want to hit the bell, that way you know. As I mentioned, we have trailers, we got Did you know that there's a new Home Alone movie? I know. We'll watch that trailer today. I am stuttering Stanley today. And since Andrew's here, if he's seen it, we'll talk What If, so stay tuned for that. But as always, let's bring in our guest of the day. Turn on some music. Andrew, good sir, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. You can hear me okay?
I can hear you just fine. Welcome back to the show. As I mentioned earlier, welcome Sal. Good to see you. Joel, good to see you. Let us know how the sound is. I've messed around with sound settings. So, Andrew, how does it sound on your end, of course?
It sounds good, and I was checking the feed. It sounds all right.
I like that. Thank you for doing that in advance. As I've mentioned off air to a lot of people, I don't know if I've mentioned it on air. A couple weeks back, I had a guest on. I don't remember which guest it was that triggered it, but I was like, you know what? This show should be a weekly show where all of you not only are in the chat, but get to join me as I hit the microphone in person. So as a veteran of the show, welcome back. Happy to have you.
Thank you. Officially in the Two Timers Club, I guess.
There you go. You two-timing son of a bitch.
Oh boy.
So Andrew, it's been a while. Why don't you tell everybody while I continue setting some stuff up, what you've been up to, what you got going on? We were talking YouTube before last time you were here. What can we all look forward to?
Well, just still uploading sporadically. Consistency is always the struggle. But right now I'm playing Far Cry 6, putting up videos like that. Mm-hmm. That's on YouTube, and it's Andrew Ingram at everything, all the platforms. I'm also doing editing a podcast, The Girls Are Fighting podcast, and that's on YouTube and at TGAF on all the platforms, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter.
Nice.
That's fun because that's like a nice editing experience where I could just focus on the goofs and the gaffs. Yeah,
I like that. Let me correct this so that way you could be hanging out with me as we check out some stuff. So yeah, you said you got Far Cry going on. That's where I saw the podcast you posted.
That's a little trailer I did, and if you go on the description from there, you can link right to the actual full episode.
There we go.
Yeah.
The Girls Are Fighting podcast. I love it. I'm gonna drop a thumbs up here, drop a subscribe there.
I appreciate
all of you.
that.
I encourage you to do the same. So, what made you decide that you're gonna start editing somebody else's podcast? Like diving right into, again, not it's different when you're working on somebody else's content versus your own.
Yeah.
So what led to you actually just full on going into that?
Well, it was timing. We all met on Discord throughout the pandemic, and they were talking about that they should do a podcast. And I said, hey, I always wanted to like work in the background. Like I always wanted to do it, but being in front of the camera and doing the editing, it takes all your time. So having just that one job is nice to focus on.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just started doing it there. We're recording it over Discord, so that's interesting to like record it at a distance and then spend some time editing it. Yeah.
Okay. So they're doing the show and then sending it to you, and then you're editing it from there, or is it a live show?
Almost. They're recording it. It might be live at some point, but right now we are all on Discord as we're recording it, and then I record it on my end and then do the editing after.
I like that.
And then that is something I intend to get into. In fact, I might pick your brain about that. Having a soundboard being an output on your computer settings. You have to teach me how to do that.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. And Joel's saying that everything sounds good, so we're doing something right. So I want to hold off on the trailer for now, but I'm assuming I didn't even notice that display behind you. You got all the classic controllers right there.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna vanish real quick. Look at that. We got Xbox. We got SNES. Looks like Genesis. Xbox. Bruh. The original Xbox.
Bruh.
I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate that.
I'm on the wrong side. Let's go and switch. There we go. See, I'm gonna need a different screen now because I did that to Steve, I think last week, where I vanished because I liked stuff in his background. So I need to make a quick button for that.
Got it.
But yeah, so Marvel's What If. I recorded my review. I've not uploaded it yet because life happens, as they say. But I was curious, did you finish it, and what were your thoughts?
I finished it. I was shocked that, in my humble opinion...
Oh, wait, hang on. Real quick. I just want to let all of you know, spoilers here, in case somehow...
I wasn't even going to go into spoilers, but yeah, I feel you.
Well, just in case. If you've not finished What If, just heads up, a thing here and there may come out, but I think the internet's already spoiled whatever could be spoiled about it, so...
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was shocked that that Marvel beat DC at their own game.
How so?
Because their first wide swing at an animated series, I felt, was better than half the stuff DC comes out. And DC has been the animation kings. I will acknowledge DC have been the animation kings, and I know I'm probably hurting your feelings here.
No.
But that's how I felt about What If. I was like, damn, they're swinging for DC's fences right now.
That is accurate. That is 100% accurate.
So that was my opinion on that.
So the very popular question lately, sorry, I'm courtesy of Joel, I'm using some Knob Creek today in the old mug. I like how you're actually drinking from my mug and I'm drinking from generic mug.
Yeah.
So
you have to throw in a soundbite of someone just saying coffee. Just throw that in there.
Yeah, all I got. I just got that one. So before I address that, which I like that. I spoiler alert, I agree with that. What was your favorite episode? What was the one you liked the least?
Favorite was Doctor Strange, the in-depth Doctor Strange episode, I'll say. Least favorite, I can't even give you a least favorite.
You liked it that much?
Yeah, I was thinking.
Are you getting a check? Is Marvel cutting a check?
What was the second episode about? Can you remind me? Like I know the first was Captain Marvel. What was the second episode?
It was a Captain Marvel episode. Oh, that was Britain.
Captain America. Sorry.
Yeah. Damn.
But yeah, I can't even say that one. Like they were all kind of like pretty amazing. But if I don't know, least favorite. because
Right,
even
so
that was good.
I mean, so you overall just give it well, I guess what
I
score
think
would
it
you
was a
give it?
perfect execution, honestly, which I don't say lightly.
Yeah.
I don't say that lightly.
T'Challa was
Yeah, amazing. Like
second best.
honestly, every episode has lots of good things about it. Like
Mm,
so, it's hard to even answer that question.
yeah. The So as I scroll through here, the weakest ones to me, 6.
Okay, now that I'm
Some
seeing it, I
What do you
mean,
got?
maybe episode 5, but even like I even watched it like, oh boy, here we go, zombies.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, wow, that was like a kind of a good version of what to do with zombies in Marvel. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
So
hard to.
it's weird.
Mhm.
Like 6 and 7, I think were the weakest of the two. And I love
Okay.
Killmonger. Like Killmonger, when they killed him off in Black Panther, I was generally like, you fucked up. Like you could have used him like repeatedly. And I like that in this show, they did something different, which is weird to say. They didn't do a redeeming arc on him. Like I feel like with everybody else, they always try some sort of either redeeming factor or kill the villain. It's one of the two. And in this one, there was no redeeming factor. They just kind of left him as a bad guy. I like that part. But again, that's not till
Okay.
the end.
I agree with what you're saying about what you're about to say about 7,
Mhm.
but 6, I can't agree with that. But 7, I almost agree that that's like the weakest
Yeah.
of the season.
Well, what didn't you like about the Thor episode? Because then I'll give you my thoughts on that one.
I didn't like that it was too cartoony. I guess is the best way to put it. That like
Yep.
the cat, like everything, like everybody was exaggerated in my opinion, the worst way.
Mm-hmm.
Like just like slapstick. He kind of tried to patch everything up at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wasn't crazy about that approach. That's all.
Yeah.
But I have to really dig down deep and criticize it at the same time to give you that.
I feel you. No, I feel you on that. I didn't like that. I didn't understand the concept of it because the first Thor movie was him learning to like mature. So in this one, it's just what if he never matured? But then everything else was kind of going good. Like, don't get me wrong, Earth was becoming like this party planet, and I guess there could be bigger issues down the road with that being a thing. But as a whole, I'm like, villains were good guys. Villains were chilling on Earth with good guys. Like
The tone felt off. Yeah.
it did. And it's weird because Marvel's tone of being humorous all the time bothers me already. This one I thought took it to another level where I was like, you guys are stopping what's happening, but I don't really know why. I couldn't figure that part out. But overall, I think that what makes, if I don't think of this show as canon, I like it more. I think the fact that it's canon, it bothers me because, and this will be a spoiler to my review, what they did with the Infinity Stones. In Loki, they noted that the Infinity Stones were bound by the universe they were in. That's why, like, in that time variant, whatever, or the time, was it the time, what are they called? The time, whatever, the time stuff.
The time
police.
correction agency.
Yeah.
Something like that.
They had the stones in the drawer because they were like, yeah, when you're outside of a universe, the stones don't do anything. But then also in Endgame, Endgame is when they do time travel. They were saying how the stones kind of are in one universe. Take a stone out, all of a sudden the stone's useless when it's out of the universe. So Ultron jumping universes, fighting the Watcher, the Ultron killing Thanos thing, I was like, if this is all in canon, you break your own rules you just made in the last big movie and in the last series that was out.
Within the context of there being other dimensions now versus what was going on when the movie was happening, meaning when the movie was happening, there was just one timeline versus when Ultron happened,
Right.
there was multiple timelines at that point. Or sorry, the new Ultron.
Yeah,
Spoiler
the new
alert.
one. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So when he was time hopping, there were other dimensions to time hop which Thanos didn't have access to in the movies.
Correct. No, that's correct. But in Loki, that's where they say, like, when you're not in the universe that the stones existed.
Got it. So you're saying his stones should have lost their powers once he left. Yeah, that's a good point.
And that's the only.
Unless
It's that domino effect. That's what led me to be like, well, this and this and this, but this is part of. It's not like Visions, which we can talk about too. It's not like Visions where it's its own thing. Like literally, in the next Doctor Strange movie, he could encounter the evil Doctor Strange. In concept.
Yes, I see what you mean. Okay. Though you could debate Visions is canon, but it might not affect the movies.
Right.
Yeah. Meaning that like there could be a samurai planet somewhere where that's going down.
Which would be dope. Let
me know when you want to talk about Visions. I have an interesting question about that.
Yeah, we'll do that. So overall, you like the show. You think that they successfully went at DC's throat on that one.
Yeah, and they probably paid a pretty penny to do it. But I'm eagerly awaiting the second season. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I'm always down for more content. I think at the end of the day, that's what I'm more excited for. Just more overall content. I think my issues with What If as a whole are more about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Always humor. You always got to redeem somebody. You know, that's I think what's been bothering me.
It's all up in the air at this point. The whole new phase, where all of the dimensions, like this is gonna explode. Who knows if it's gonna be good or bad? We'll see.
Yeah, because it's hard. Whenever you do multiverse and all DC and Marvel, whenever you do that, it always can get messy.
But if anybody's up for the challenge, Marvel has proven themselves worthy, I guess.
Yeah, I will give that to them. But you know what? We'll stick on Marvel for a second. And what we'll end up doing, there's a new Hawkeye trailer. And before we even dive into it, are you excited? Have you been excited for Hawkeye?
I'm reserving judgment. Not excited. No, I wouldn't say that. I like new Marvel. I like them adding to the canon, but whether it's going to be amazing or not, I'm still reserving that.
Yeah. I kind of wish it took the Arrow approach, that it would be, again, my overall issue, more like serious, as opposed to wacky, which I think they're going to do. We'll see.
I want to see more of, that's his daughter, correct?
Yes.
I want to see more of her ability. Like that's what I'm waiting to see, with what the word is on her.
Yeah. Actually, wait, no. We need Aaron. We need Aaron to jump in. Then we'll ask him. I think she may not be his actual daughter.
To whom he is passing the torch to.
There you go.
That's who I'm concerned about. That's all. Let's see who this is.
Understandable. All right. We are watching the Hawkeye trailer. Of course, we'll hopefully not get pulled. So, here we go. I think no sound came through. Yeah. Let's see. Let me switch over to this.
To New York.
Did you get it there?
Yes, I did.
All right, cool. We'll go back.
It's gonna be the best Christmas ever. So I took the kids to New York to see a show.
Sounds pretty cool to me.
And then people started trying to kill us.
Actually, it's pretty bad when you think about it.
It's the most wonderful time.
Let me guess, you're gonna need another day.
Or two. Things have gotten complicated. Probably should have brought more guys. Oh, good. You did.
It's the most wonderful time. It's the most wonderful time.
We're out of regular arrows.
Oh my God, trick arrows? There are arrows more dangerous than that one?
Marvel's Hawkeye.
to some Christmas.
First 2 episodes streaming November 24th. Only on.
Yeah.
So not crazy about the tone, but I understand they have to kind of do that because it's not such a spectacle that we're used to. That's what it feels like anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm kind of getting tired of that jumping backward shot too. Like I feel like they did it in the first Avengers movie, and then now they're just milking that thing.
That's his move, man. You know, he's contractually obligated to get his own slice of the movie pie now. That's all it is.
I'll give you that. But so did that trailer at all change your thoughts, your ideas?
I was honestly on board until he like rolled his eyes and puckered his lips. Like that was the moment where I'm like, I'm not crazy about that tone. That's all.
Got it. Well, oh wait, here we go. Know Your Craft jumped in. No, she's someone else's. So somebody else's daughter. Yeah.
Got it.
And I kind of got that from the trailer too, the way they were talking to each other.
Okay. I figured post blip, you never know.
True. Sal was saying this is his first look at anything Hawkeye related. K-Walk in the house. Good to see you. Oh no, now my brother want to call this a Christmas movie too. That's because Die Hard's a Christmas movie. Just accept it for being a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It opens up with Christmas music.
Yeah. So it's got to be. It's got to be. So why don't we roll into our first round of either? And of course, everybody who's in the chat, even if you're watching it on replay, definitely put your Instagram, your YouTube, your podcast, website, all of that, put it in the chat. Support one another. Wow, I am off today. Support one another. Plug your shit. But we're going to play some either and fun game, red versus blue. You choose which one suits you. Call back to when Andrew and I were team red versus team blue in the old Halo days. But this one, I think I would know your answer years ago, but currently I'm not sure what your answer would be. So in the first round of either, we have, would you rather never again play a game on your computer or never again play a console or portable device game? My speech today is ridiculous.
I mean, you're gonna have, just if you want to be able to play any game, you're gonna have to go red. You're gonna need a computer to play something.
So have you been
simple as that?
Full on a computer? Like
no, I lean console. But in this question, if you want to have access to every video, technical, yeah. but I lean console. I'll give you that. But I'm going red in this question.
Got it. Wait, so when you did like the VR thing, that was on your PS5?
No, that is a standalone. And if you want access to any VR game, you use something called virtual desktop, where it connects to VR games wirelessly to your PC.
Interesting. Do you have a favorite, like, old school PC game, maybe that you used to play, or were you never a PC or Mac gamer guy?
I played lots of PC games growing up, but like the games I spent the most time on were consoles. But like I played the old Rainbow Six games, the original Sim games, Sim Tower, Sim City, where you could build a city and then fly around in it in helicopter. Like that was fucking amazing.
That was.
But yeah, mostly fell in love with like Ocarina of Time on 64, Sega, things like that.
Did you ever play Tribes or Tribes 2 back on PC?
I was aware of it, but I didn't play it. No.
Yeah. That game. I always when Halo came out and when we became friends actually around the Halo era, like Tribes was always my baseline for what I wanted out of a red versus blue just facing each other like shooter game, because in that one you actually had vehicles as well. And I remember in like Unreal Tournament and Quake, Counter-Strike, they didn't have vehicles like that. But it wasn't until the later games where Halo had, you could actually use a Warthog against each other and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tribes to me was some groundwork, but I've yet to find other people who like really play Tribes like that. So I would just like to ask.
Yeah, no, I wasn't big on multiplayer back then. I think I was just like still hesitant on the whole phone connection. We're using your phone line.
Yes.
But like, you know, definitely Quake. I played an early Alien versus Predator games online, and it was looking back now, it was painful to look at, but at the time,
Alien versus Predator, that's right.
Those were the days. Yeah, the original games. Yeah.
That's wild. I remember, did you have Dreamcast? Were you a Dreamcast player at all?
I have a Dreamcast in my closet. Just covered in dust.
Greatest console of all time.
Because it was like easily pirated. That's why. Like they were selling games in the mall, like the random guys in the kiosk. He's like, I got all the Dreamcast games, $5 each. Like what?
So my cousin's ex, a guy he worked with, actually used to sell games, and what I started doing was buying the games and then reselling them at high school.
Yeah, same.
But I was kind of curious.
Wow,
one day.
we were literally doing that like a few blocks from each other.
Yes.
You were doing that at Mount Vernon. I was doing it at Spelman.
Yeah.
Because I was one of the first
100%.
people with a burner. So I was burning Dreamcast games,
Yes.
CDs,
All of it.
DVDs. Yeah, early DVDs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 720p DVDs. Imagine buying a DVD and it's 720p.
Paying $20 back then for it.
Exactly.
Yeah. I had I remember it took me a while to get a DVD burner. I was putting them on CD as like a data CD, and then I had I don't know how I got this DVD player, but it was able to play files as opposed to a DVD, and that was how I was able to watch those. But like you said, pirating Dreamcast, I was like, not only was I selling the games when I discovered you could download them from AOL chat rooms. Wow. I mean, you could pretty much get everything illegal in AOL chat rooms back then.
Wow.
So I got them there, but then when Dreamcast went online, you paid monthly for it. That was the first time I had ever seen something like that. You didn't have voice chat. You had to get the Dreamcast keyboard, and everybody I knew was using the same username and password. They didn't monitor that at all.
Yeah, it was new.
Wild. So you're gonna go red on this one.
Just on a technicality that I want to be able to play any game. I don't want to have to like be stuck.
Yeah.
So I need the computer.
So we're gonna select red.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
People with brains out there.
So a lot of people calling out the classics. We got Anthony in the house calling out Doom was the last game.
Yep.
Know Your Craft. Dreamcast had them hits. You were the man if you had Power Stone 2. Power Stone 2 was just fire.
I remember that.
That was just fire. And you needed the boot disc. You had to.
Oh wow, a boot disc.
You had to put the disc in. You had to put the spring in the back of the lid, so that way it would trick it to think the lid was closed.
That's right. Correct.
And then it would stop spinning, swap. Wild sound.
This was like, just after Game Shark days of cartridge on cartridge action, right? Just after that. This is the next step.
Legit. I was talking about Game Shark at work to this guy that works for me, and he had no idea what I was talking about. And I was like, that's how I know I'm old. That I know what Game Shark is. You have no clue what it even is. Like code, like books that have codes in them, writing codes down on a sheet. No clue. Like he had no clue. Not a thing to him. By the way, speaking of codes, where do you fall? That segue made sense in my head because for GTA, I always had the codes written out. Where do you fall on them doing yet another remake of, what's that, GTA 5 now?
Yeah.
Is that where we're at?
Yeah.
Because again, I'm going to go back to your page because I love those videos that you did. But where do you fall on that? Are you ready for just a new one? Like, What are your thoughts?
The expected response is not again, not another GTA.
Yeah.
But within context of history, GTA has always been like the end all be all since 3, the end all be all third person shooter sandbox game.
Yeah.
And it's always held the title as the most polished one. So it's basically just the newest version for console people. PC people can mod it and get that version or a better version than that's gonna be. They can do that now. But this is basically an updated graphics port for consoles. Would I like to see it free? Of course. But if it's not free, sadly, they're gonna get my money because it's the only game I could pop in, basically do anything you want, and have it be like the top-notch, best graphics out, polished, very little like, you know, discrepancies with checkerboarding and things like that.
Yeah.
Like
So
you have
right
your
now-
Watch Dogs, you have your Saints Row, but none of them are as polished as Rockstar Games.
Do they still make Saints Row and
Yes, and they're doing a reboot, a soft reboot right now. That's coming.
Interesting. So, in case anybody's wondering, right now I'm showing some of Andrew's GTA. Do I even call it gameplay? Like, what do I call it?
They were referred to as GTA Machinima, which is movies made within a game engine. That's what Machinima stood for. But it's not a term you hear these days.
I never knew that. I never knew
Yeah.
that actually was an acronym.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Oh yeah, you wrote Machinima at the top. I love these. So yeah, definitely check out Andrew's channel just to even see like how he even did this. I don't know how you did it, but they are sure as hell entertaining. So
That's another thing. They don't really support it like they used to as far as updates. So there's a bug where I can't even make these on the console. I'd have to
Really?
do it on the PC. So I'm actually looking forward to the updated version so I can make another one of these.
Wait, why
Like,
would
I
it
can't
work?
upload them
Why would it work on the updated version?
because it's a bug within the code of the actual game that for some reason the game itself's connection to YouTube, something is like a bug that hasn't been fixed. So you would assume the newer version, they're gonna have all that fresh and ready to go.
Got it. Makes sense. Aaron,
You
good
would
to
assume.
see you. Yeah. Oh, actually, Andrew, have you been watching Titans at all? I didn't ask that.
No, I've never been into Titans.
You're good. We can move on.
Damn, I could hear your heart shatter through the internet.
But you know what? Hang on. Damn it, Aaron, you guys changed the name. I'm trying to think of the name of the site now. Oh, it comes up when I type it in. So all of you, if you get a chance, head over to Nerdgenic. Aaron not only is doing lots of history of on characters. Aaron, we needed you earlier. We couldn't remember if Kate Bishop was Hawkeye's daughter or not, but we got the answer from Sal. But Aaron's also reviewing Titans every week in his live stream. And head over, drop a subscribe, drop a thumbs up. If for nothing else, because he's doing the Lord's work in watching the Titans every week. Because I'm pretty sure he's the only person watching Titans every single week that's not getting paid by DC to do it.
That's funny.
That's
I was watching some of his what if watch-alongs for some of the big moments to see his
Yeah.
reaction.
Yeah, it's fun. So head over there. Actually, you mentioned that you are doing your own kind of watch parties.
Yeah, it's just
Talk to us
it's just like a Discord server where we have like a movie night sometimes, and we're doing one for Halloween. So different people are hosting different horror movies, nights leading up to Halloween.
Nice. This is where I feel like the old man in the room. Can you explain Discord to me?
Yes, Discord was formed as like the PC party chat. So when PC players would play games, they needed like a unified platform. That became Discord. That expanded from text to also audio chat, now video sharing, screen sharing, and that expanded to the point where they can host out, if you pay for it, hundreds or maybe even thousands of people watching one feed, and all having their own video feeds active and mics as well.
So it sounds like Twitch to me. Is that not?
No,
similar?
so I described to you the technology. The how it's used right now is just for little social communities. So let's say that you wanted to find all the DC fans on Discord. You would find like the DC fan Discord, and that's where you'd see everybody talking about DC stuff 24/7 and get all the newest stuff there instantly because they're all watching it all the time. So it's like Twitter, but very specific, I'd say, with video and audio capabilities.
So I'm getting old school. I
think that's how I'm explaining right now. Keep in mind, I'm relatively new to the platform.
Yeah.
Boomer alert.
Well, any other old people in the chat? Let me know. There were these message boards, not AOL message boards. There were other ones that we used to use back in like the early 2000s, and it was only text. And I feel like this was like Twitter and Discord before any of those were possible. But it was the same concept. You just went on the website and it was just message boards. But I feel like there was a name to it. Like there was one that was like the dark web version. You could go there and find like ROMs and emulators and all sorts of, stuff on there. I can't think of the name. I'll come back.
Torrenting?
No, well, you could find like torrent links on it. Like they would even do that too.
Interesting.
Oh god, I wish Danny was here. Danny was all in that. He'd be the one.
Somebody wrote AIM.
No, so AIM.
That's what, yeah.
You could do that in AIM. You can do that in AIM.
Yeah, I've sent many large files through AIM before.
Yeah.
Send file was amazing.
X-File message boards. I don't remember that one.
Like a website, huh?
Yeah, and it was just message boards, and you had to use like characters around the word to find like that message board you wanted, and then you could even find like, again, movies, games, pretty much anything on there. It was wild, the Wild West of the internet.
Those were the days.
The days. But speaking of Wild West, again, segues that make way more sense in my head than when I say them out loud. We did not get a Wild West version in this, but I wish we did. What were your thoughts of Star Wars Visions? Where for anybody who's not sure what Star Wars Visions was, pretty sure you all do, but in case you're watching replay and you don't know, Star Wars, you know what? You could explain what Star Wars Visions was, and then your overall thoughts.
It was Disney and Lucasfilm or Star Wars working with Japanese animators to produce some original, long-awaited, Japanese or anime style executions of Star Wars.
Yeah. I always Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say it was amazing. I think everybody that's seen it, and even the styles that I'm referring to like the more kiddish episode, like it was still amazing. Like I still loved every moment of it.
The one with the robot boy who
and like you kind of saw the world through his eyes, like
somehow my favorite one. I
can
don't
see that.
understand it
because it's the most original, I'd say.
Yes, that's probably it. So overall, what I liked about that more than What If was every episode standalone, short and sweet. It didn't lead to anything bigger, which I think What If, and that was something I forgot to mention, I feel like What If at the end forced it all to be one big story where it wasn't really that through as you were going episode by episode. But with Visions, when each one was done, with the exception of maybe one or two, and that's a stretch, I was like, I'd like to see more of that universe, that Star Wars, but as its own thing, not trying to connect it to anything else.
Yeah, it's funny. I didn't even think of how What If would have been if there was no through line. And you're right. That was like a strength of Visions, where The through line was nice, but it almost felt like predictable. Like, here we go, Marvel making another fucking franchise again. But you're right. If it didn't have that through line, it probably would have hit differently.
Yeah. Did you, I guess just to go back to What If real quick, do you wish that they did not connect it? Did you even think they were trying to connect it as you were going week by week?
Just through the eyes of the watcher, and that connected everything. That we knew that there was this kind of connection because it was it was like through the eyes of one person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really know. I don't want to spoiler it, but until someone became aware of him. Yeah. That it was all connected.
Ultron. I mean, that's not a spoiler. At this point, everybody knows. Yeah.
I hope so.
I hope so. But, so going back to Visions. Actually, before that, the one example I had that I think of every time I think Visions, I think What If, the one that I think did the best job, different animators, different storylines, but one part of one universe, the Animatrix. Every time I think of who did it first, who made the pathway to all of this, I think Animatrix. And I don't know if they can catch that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the history of all those like anthologies, but I would assume Animatrix was the first one to do it with like a well-known, trilogy movie kind of franchise. And that honestly had its flaws as well.
It did.
Like, I wasn't crazy about everything. Like, if you had to compare Animatrix, What If, Visions, if you had them all on a board, what order would you put them in?
I mean, it's hard to compare Animatrix because to me that was one of the first to do it. I'm still gonna
gauntlet to your head.
I put
what would you do?
That would be 2, and then Visions would be 1, and then What If is 3.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Because it was, again, every episode, different animators, different characters, different storyline. Neo, again, it's been years since I've watched it, so somebody may be able to correct me in the chat at some point, but Neo was like loosely in a couple, like you would hear his voice, and then I remember there's one where there's a kid like running from agents in his school, and I remember he jumps off the roof and he gets to the roof, and Neo was like, just let yourself go, and he's like, no, and he's like, trust me, and the kid jumps, and then he wakes up in the real world and you see a blurred version of Neo. And I think that was the only time you saw like a movie character in the Animatrix.
Yeah, no, it was very interesting to see him as like a background character, almost like a mythical character. Yeah, where like I got similar vibes from your favorite story in Visions, where, spoiler alert for Visions, when inside their home they had all the carvings of all the different battles that happened in Star Wars lore, where like it's present, it's just not taking up a large section, it's just part of the background.
Right. Yeah. No, and as somebody I don't remember who it was, they asked me if Visions was canon, and I was saying, it's not. It uses, the Force, Jedi, Sith, and then there's 1 or 2 episodes where they acknowledge that the movie type stuff happened. There's a movie character in the Rock Band one, or couple, but aside from that, like it's pretty much its own thing. It just, I can't even say it follows all the rules. Like there's the twins one, flying through space on ships and lightsabers big enough to destroy a Death Star or a Star Destroyer, but because it follows certain things, it still has freedom to do its own thing, and that's what I liked about it.
Speaking of like, out there adaptations and Visions, the whole umbrella saber was interesting. And
loved it.
Him having a saber in the katana sheath made me think like, oh, that would be an interesting concept of someone like almost like a samurai who vowed never to turn his saber off, so he had to develop like a special case. I was trying to figure like, why would you have a case?
That'd be
so,
cool.
Like that would be like a cool concept. Yeah, like I really liked everything I did. Like it seems out there,
Yeah.
but seen executed, it kind of works. Yeah.
And that's wild because they acknowledge you could turn lightsabers on and off in that same episode. Like he has the hilts in his jacket thing.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't even think about that. See, now I'm gonna watch it again a third time.
Yeah. And one of my friend's favorites was the one where the girl was carrying all the sabers to the would-be Jedis left in the galaxy. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did the Akira side thing on the motorcycle. in that
Oh
one.
yes, that was great.
Anytime somebody does that, that never gets old to me.
There's so many posters of that, of like all the famous vehicles. It's so good.
Yeah, I love that. So I didn't even catch. We're already almost at 9 o'clock because time
Bro,
flies.
we didn't get any trailers.
Yeah, you know, it's a blessing and a curse. We've not gotten pulled in a long time, and last week was the first time in a couple weeks that I had a copyright strike. And usually I don't get any when I do the guest things. So I've been kind of liking the not trailers thing, but at the same time, I like watching the trailers with everybody. So, unfortunately, there is a Home Alone trailer.
Oh, yes, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I know of it because Lenny was talking about it on this week's For Those of Good Taste. I skipped it. I skipped his conversation because I was like, wait, the second he mentioned a Home Alone remake is actually happening. Because there's always been jokes and talk of it, but the fact that he said a trailer existed for this thing, I said I have to watch this. So, will this be a real trailer? I'm not sure. I kind of hope it's a spoof, but you know what?
Oh, you think this could be a spoof, bro?
Who knows? I don't know. I didn't hear anybody talking about it, so I was just like, all right, it could be fake for all I know. Who knows? But we'll find out. You ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. Home Alone.
'Twas the night before Christmas vacation. And the fun was in full swing.
You have split our family onto two separate flights.
Mom!
Max, please!
The family left for their big vacation,
Is that everyone? The cars are leaving now!
but forgot one little thing.
Mom? Dad? Uncle Blake? They don't even know I'm here. They don't even know I'm here. My mom.
All right. I don't want to get a copyright strike for that, but but the fact that he's not even named Kevin already bothers me.
I mean, here's the thing. I like the kid. I remember him from Jojo Rabbit. Hilarious.
I do want to watch that.
Oh, so good. Yeah, so good. Yeah, he was great in that movie. So I immediately like him, but I hate the idea of this. But let's see where this goes.
Let's go.
Mom and Dad have gone to Tokyo. I'm totally on my own.
You do realize that my 10-year-old son is at home by himself. You just assumed Max was on the other flight.
We didn't take a census.
We got reports of suspicious people around 36 Lincoln Ave.
I can't go to jail, honey. I wouldn't last 30 seconds in Gen Pop. It's where fresh fish get got.
Nobody here is getting got.
And we're criminals.
I don't think so. This is my house. I have to defend it. Orange stripe, center pocket. Ooh. That did not sound right.
I am trying to get home to my son, who is alone. I'm scared. And he needs his mother.
Home Sweet Home Alone.
Oh no, a ladder!
You think I'm that stupid?
Yes, I do.
Only on Disney Plus.
Was that Buzz McAllister?
I thought so too.
McAllister and the guy looked like it could have been Buzz. What's going on?
That's Buzz. That's Buzz.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. So he's a cop now. That tracks. Question mark?
I got depressed watching that. Because
it's not for me. 100%. Well, we're out of the demo now, man. The demographic is 18 to 35, so stuff is not made for us anymore.
But is it? Here's the thing: is it not like? Is it? Because I feel like I think about again. I go back to the toys. I'm leaning the wrong way here. There we go. I think about this stuff, right? A $30-something version of Goliath from a cartoon that's days gone. Like I think about all the figures. I think about the Power Rangers movie. I think about all these things where they're like, yeah, technically we're not the demographic, but there's ways you can redo it where kids like it, but then the adults who grew up on it can also, bond on it,
sure,
type of thing. And I see these things and I'm just like, awful.
Yeah, no, this is literally not for us. This is like if we were adults and like Dennis the Menace came out, like we wouldn't have cared about Dennis the Menace. I don't know if you know what I'm referring to, the one in the 90s, but
it's a great movie.
Yeah, but if we were adults, that would have not been on our radar. That's what I'm saying. This is
it wouldn't have been on your radar.
Stuff not for us. Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, parents liked it.
I didn't know they did. I didn't know that was a thing. I thought that was just for the kids.
It's funny. There are jokes in that movie I did not catch until I was an adult.
I haven't seen it in so long. Christopher Lloyd as the hobo.
Yeah. There's a scene where Dennis is sitting outside of Mr. Wilson's house, and Mrs. Wilson comes out and she's like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" He's like, "Oh, I'm just waiting for Mr. Wilson to wake up." And she's like, "Why?" He's like, "Well, it's Sunday morning. My parents always like to wrestle with their shirts off and they lock the door." And I
remember that. Yes.
Again, as a kid, I was like, I don't know. I guess they wrestle. And as an adult, I was like, eh.
Yeah, I kind of got it then too. Yeah, but yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, because I think by that point I've heard so many, like I was watching Martin and shit. Like at that point I heard so many of those kind of references. Like yeah, I got that.
Oh, I was the little church boy. I was freaking PG-13 movies were a stretch for me to watch.
Yeah, I was crawling up the hallway, sneaking, like watching the movie like from the corner of the hallway, watching stuff like that.
Yeah,
stuff that I wasn't supposed to.
I feel you in that. That was that trailer aside, I feel like watching something different just to call it a wrap, just to wrap it up.
Yeah, we need to cleanse the palate after that. Please. You can't go out on that.
I'm trying to think of. Did you watch the Sandman trailer on Netflix?
I did not. Sandman.
Like the character of Sandman.
I did not.
There's also a Scream trailer. Do you have a preference?
I hadn't fully watched that. Why don't you put that on?
Scream?
Yeah, because I am interested in seeing because they're bringing back old characters. It's not like all new people this time.
Yeah. And this would be, I'm curious to see what Lenny thinks of it, because Lenny is a huge, horror fan. He's going to be there tomorrow, first viewing to watch Halloween. He's admitted he's going to watch it 4 times. Loves Scream, loves slashers. So I'm curious to see if this either gets me to want to see this version or gets me to want to watch the old ones before I see this version.
Yeah, no, there were a lot of meta horror films, and Scream became kind of the blueprint on how to do like I said, the meta. People kind of know they're in a horror film almost.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and let's give. I forget what thing I'm supposed to be on. I think this one. Let's give Scream a watch.
They will try.
God. Do you think that they're going to go supernatural on that? I feel like that's what they were trying to.
Or they're going super hacker. I mean, Aaron had a point. Is it weird when characters text in a movie? And that's exactly what I thought. It's now, all right, so now they're doubling down on the communication slasher, right? Like he was already like, you know, killing people before he calls them. Now they're like doubling down. Like now he's texting you. He must be copy and pasting, or he's texting really fast. Or the whole lock thing where now he has control of your fucking Wi-Fi. It's just a weird direction, and it kind of set a weird tone in the trailer anyway.
I did. Oh yeah, I'm seeing the his comments now. It felt different to me than Scream, aside from the cast and the mask. Like I did feel like I'm watching something different, like some other. You know, I was actually thinking of Chucky, like the last Child's Play movie.
Exactly.
Because it was connected to like a Siri type thing. That's where they could unlock the door and all that stuff.
Yeah, I just watched someone talk about how Chucky missed the point. The whole point of him like being possessed, like the doll's possessed through voodoo. Like that was the whole, you know, foundation of it. And they turned it into an AI gone wrong, right? That's what the last Chucky was about. Yeah, they're leaning too much into the tech. I don't know why.
I don't know. I'm intrigued now. I think what I want to do is I'm willing to give the originals a try. Like, I remember maybe seeing the first one. Like, I'm pretty sure I remember who it is, but I haven't watched the other ones. So I might do that just so I could say like, all right, I can guess who the person might be or something like that.
You saying you haven't watched the originals?
Not past the first one.
Okay. But having watched them all, they definitely lean like they really try to catch you off guard. They like try to make it unpredictable. Always. That's the point. I'm judging it purely on that trailer, especially the stank of the text messages.
Yeah.
But it could be good. Like I was thinking, watching it with the music and everything, it may be, you know, it may work. We'll have to wait and see, obviously.
Yeah. Aaron says here, the first one's the best and probably the only one you need to see. Yeah, but they might do that thing where they call back random things.
2 is definitely like not the worst movie in the world, but it gets pretty crazy after that, I will say, as usual.
Yeah. Cool. Well, fun episode as always. I love having you on the show. I guess one last time, what do you got going on? Where can they find you? What's up in the world of Andrew?
Yeah, same thing. Andrew Ingram on YouTube. Also check out the Girls Are Fighting podcast on YouTube. That's at TGAF at TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram.
Nice. Love it. Make sure everybody, you go ahead, drop a subscribe over there, because it was yet another fun, exciting episode. I love doing these. It's funny. I got so used to just talking to all of you in the chat that I almost felt like having people on the show, like that was a weird thing to me. Like talking to another human in person was a weird thing to me. But I actually really enjoy this. So I hope you'll come back again and grace us with your presence.
Thanks, man. I love being on.
Yes. So make sure you guys head over, subscribe to Andrew Ingram. Was it The Girls Who Like Fighting? I'm sorry, I just forgot it.
The Girls Are Fighting podcast.
Girls Are Fighting podcast. There you go. And Discord. Is there like a username? This is the old guy question. Do you have like a username on Discord that people are supposed to follow you on, or?
No. Discord, like I said, I mean, I have a Discord account, but it's really about like a community. So one day if I create a Discord, or if the podcast creates a Discord, you'll be the first to know.
There we go. That's a sign off if I've ever heard one. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll talk to all you nerds in the next video. Peace.
Take it easy. coffee.